Hello and greetings once again, everyone. It's good to be back. It's good to stream with you all once again. I'm looking forward to just seeing what's what and how you've all been. Of course, it would help if I got my windows organized. So, welcome once again to Fulfillment Friday. I am mlp-Silver-Quill, and I'm very happy to have you all here. Speaking of the people we have here, let's run down the list, shall we? We have Commodore Steele, and sadly Seth Moss cannot join us, but because they're at a game. Have fun. Trinary, good to have you, and Cherry Fluff Belly Official. Brian Luna and Adam Leisman. Prince Apollo and Michael Bullington, who has a lot of dogs barking outside. Well, it could be worse. They could be barking inside. Hawkfire. Hello, Sweetie Bloom. It's good to see you. Pokemon Fire Eevee. And let's see here. Cosmina Inspira. Jude 3300. Gaiety. Swordbreaker 12. Battleship Agincourt. Has Karma been kind to me lately? Well, it hasn't been cruel, but I gotta say, I'll tell you all about the week after convention. And during. And let's see here. Gojulad 91. I saw your artwork over on Blue Sky today. Thank you for that. AJ Pearson of Toon Paradise. Yakofon Tokar. Charles B. Elizabeth Snowbell. And Velpecula Einfeld. I think that's everybody. Oh, and Venpai and Cartoon Cat Girl. Hello, hello. Meanwhile, on the Twitch, well, we've got Cherry Fluff Belly over there as well. And folks wondering, how was my trip to HarmonyCon? Well, the short answer is it was wonderful. Longer answer is it was very wonderful. Oh my goodness, Fire Tiger 1986. Hi, Beak Brain. Well, that's one, a generous tip followed by a interesting comment. Oh, Enderpup, I forgot you. I missed you. I'm sorry. But hello, Enderpup. And Lee Showron. So, how am I doing? First of all, thank you again, Fire Tiger. Good to have you here. How shall I describe? HarmonyCon was a unique experience because I got to meet a lot of folks who started doing YouTube on MLP after 2019, after the series ended. And so a comment I got at one panel was that almost all of them started doing it based after watching my videos, that I had helped inspire in some part their creative process, which is a huge honor and not something I take lightly. It's a grand compliment, so I'm grateful. Of course, this led to a great many, oh, I watched you when I was 10 years old, now I'm 20. Oh, that's nice, Sonny. Now, will you help Grandpa to the commissary? It's pudding day. So, yes, I do feel my age just a little. Also had a great time presenting. I did both Putting Your Hoof Down and a study of the hero's journey on the return. Though funny enough, the energy level on Sunday was very low. I don't think I've ever seen a convention so worn out. I think HarmonyCon knows how to party hard on a Saturday. And then Sunday is, well, sleep in day. So it was a wonderful time all around. And then I got to enjoy part of Monday with my friends like Lightning Bliss, VR the Tank Girl, Aeon of Dreams, Dusk Flare, Size Steel Railroad. Let's see, who else was with us? I feel like I'm forgetting. And then, there was Aurora, Fiora's wife. Trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anybody. And they were going to have a sort of post-convention hangout at an Airbnb, but I had to get back. Yep, Pokemon Fire Eevee, it has been at least 10 years. I mean, I started in 2013. And Brian Luna, I appreciate you saying that. I've gotten you thinking a bunch of times too. Thank you very much. Oh, hello, Nathan DeWazo. Where is Porona Champ to stay? It's in Equestria, apparently. They've already got many proxies. Why not have an Italian Verona? But, oh, Enderpup, you had the flu. I'm sorry. I've been feeling pretty good post-con, although every now and again my nose will get stopped up. So I don't know if that's just the changing pressure or what. But I feel fine. Watch, I just jinxed it. Alrighty, so let me describe the post-convention, because this is an atypical week on the best of times. It's the week before the Super Bowl, and everybody's schedules change as a result. Tuesday, I was effectively dead to the world. It's so funny that sitting in a plane is actually very exhausting. So when I got off the plane and I got home, I pretty much went straight to bed, and was a very slow start on Tuesday. Managed to do some cardio. That's my claim to fame. Come Wednesday, I had a trainer and, no, that was on Thursday. Trainer, and I started work on a review of My Little Pony's newest Valentine's Day special, starring Pinkie Pie and the Cheese Sandwich. The cheese sandwich. But then on Thursday, I had a trainer again and an appointment, and I had dinner with my family after my brother had a simple medical procedure just to sort of check up on his health, and just getting to catch up and share with them. We were also following the news quite heavily, as Colorado is, in the headlines right now. So I didn't really get to do much work on finishing the review, and since I forgot my headphones, I couldn't work on it in, say, a coffee house as originally planned. Travel throws me off in many a different way. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are going to get this going so I can share my thoughts and move ever forward into the month of love. Love. Oh. Actually, Sweetie Bloom reminds me it's also the Lunar New Year, Mardi Gras, and Valentine's Day next week. Yep, that's a busy week. Oh, it's the year of the dragon. Well, Spike will be happy, as will Ember, Smolder, but not Sludge. He doesn't have the right to be happy. Also, Blue Griffin Azora, hello and welcome. So let's see here. I need comic excerpts. Put that in the graphics. Clips, we'll put that in the graphics. Pardon me one sec. Gotcha. Like I say, my nose acts up, probably when I'm just talking a lot. It's like, you yapped all weekend. Be quiet now. Alrighty. So let's see here. To make a video, yes. Let's get down to business to make a video. Yes, and some Jenna Ayub screenshots, because she has a very distinct style. I hope I'm saying her name right, Jenna Ayub. Well, I'll have to double check that. Actually, why not? Learn with me, everyone, as I enable audio from my computer and say, pronounce Ayub.
Pronouncenames.com.
Ayub.
Okay, Ayub. Along with a, they're smart. They threw in a free promo under my guard. Oh, you got me this time, pronounce.com. But there will be other times. Oh, yes. Other times. Anyway, and then we just need to add the good old silver quill poses, and we're ready to go. Let's say head on, apply directly to the forehead, and profile.
Here we are in the month of love.
Yes, I do say it that way.
Are in the month of love.
So, obviously, must be very pleased to say that. Must also be properly on the proper layer. Cosmina Inspira. Oh, okay. We've suddenly got a challenge. Cosmina wants to say, pronounce Cosmina Inspira. Nope, sorry. All you get is Cosmina. But fine. I'm curious. And there's a Hershey's ad, which is very tempting, but no.
Cosmina.
Cosmina.
Okay, I have no idea who was there in the background, but there you go.
Okay, I don't hold the same reverence for Valentine's Day as others.
And I don't. Of all the celebrations, this one always seemed the most
But I'm not against this.
artificial. And I know there's plenty of people who would feel that way about, say, Christmas, which is so commercialized, or other holidays. It is funny, if you read the legend of St. Valentine, oh boy, there's a dark one for you.
But I'm not against a celebration of romance.
Alrighty, happy silver talking.
Romance.
And then smug talks for romance.
Only problem is that today's comic is dealing with a tragedy that is romantic.
And now we inject a little doubt into the situation.
Not a romance. What's the difference, you ask? Stick around and find out.
And we'll just add a little bit of smirk in there. Haven't put together a thumbnail yet, but that's okay. All right, now we begin with rendering the scene. Woo! See, that's all that takes. Then copy and paste the attributes in. Boop. Now, everything looks the right. And then underneath it all, my fair Verona image. Where's my fair Verona image? Oh, well. Verona background in the graphics. There we go. Oh, it does not look different. Let's see how it looks if I... There we go. The goal of these comic reviews is to be a little less ambitious than my usual video affair. Just straightforward, some points to make jokes, but really just getting to the meat of it. Now let's see here. Oh, I've forgotten one thing. Nope, I haven't. I've forgotten the video formats. That's what was wrong. Yep. No, I didn't even do that. I have to have more faith in what I remember. Okay, moving hastily onward. Okay, I will agree with Sweet Bloom. Chocolates for the shelter techs. Always a good thing. And Tried Area, I appreciate your support as well. Yeah, the Tried Area is always spoiling me. Alrighty, so Eh? Bring. What is happening? Sweetie Bloom has begun her donation increments of evil. Evil, I say. And save, just because I don't want to have to go through all this again.
The city
Came in a little too soon there.
The city
All right, Porona. What do we got by way of Porona? Nope. Capulets, prepare Capulets. There's not a lot of shots of actual Porona, which is their version of Verona. Quiplash cameos. That's for tomorrow. That's where I'll get to take part. But I'm denied. I take great umbrage at this. Here we go, Photoshop. Let's talk about this. Find me a Porona. As someone already said in the comments, my Porona. I think it was Trinary. Hawkeye. See, I mean, there's Porona. I guess that's the best I can do. From the clipboard. File, export, quickly now, quick. Porona. I keep trying to write persona for some reason. Okay. Don't save. This gets very annoying very fast. I don't know why I can't apply to all. So very dumb. Yes. Whew. All right, comic experts, Porona.
The city of Porona. A bustling town and home to two rival.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun scaled up. I hope I did an okay Townsville impersonation there.
And home to two rival party households. The Capulets, Catapults, Cupcakes, and Celebrations, and Montague Merriment Makers.
Let's see here. Those are romance couples, rival families. Oh boy, that's a typo. Rivial. No, Michael Billington, Patrick Mahomes has nothing to fear from me. Trinary. Well, let's see if I missed the point on Romeo and Juliet. If Shakespeare was trying to mock, well, you know, that's a funny thing when sometimes the mockery is taken differently. Case in point, Starship Troopers. A lot of people, the movie, not the book. The movie, people are like, wow, it makes fascism look sexy. And even though it's really sort of parody of all those recruitment videos you see. Now, okay, could someone please explain the family tree of the Montagues over here?
Rival party households. The Capulets, Catapults, Cupcakes, and Celebrations.
Oh, there's my... There we go. Let's move that over here. And move you over here.
And Montague Merriment Makers.
Montague, it's fun to hold on a letter sometimes. Usually vowels, but you never know.
A bustling town and home to two rival party households. The Capulets, Catapults, Cupcakes,
And let's keep that movement going across the crossfade.
and Celebrations, and Montague Merriment Makers. Both houses strive to be the number one party planners for the city and vie for the attention of city ruler Princess Cadence.
Alrighty. Nope. Party. Party, party, I want to have a party. I need to have a party. You better party hardy. But yeah, this family tree is pretty messed up.
The winners shall be the planner for Princess Flurry Heart's birthday and all the street cred that goes with it.
Let's see here.
The attention of city ruler Princess Cadence. The winner shall be the planner for Princess Flurry Heart's.
They actually don't show Flurry Heart a lot in this comic. In fact, they've never shown Flurry Heart in the comics outside of one very basic drawing at the end of the 50th issue. I wonder why. Triner, you're like me. I too associate the party. Well, no, I associate party with Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's Get Ready to Die that I associate with Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. What would happen if there's a swarm of Mirror Pool Twilight Swordbreaker? I'm pretty sure libraries across Equestria would be ransacked. Actually, knowing Twilight's desire for organization, they'd all be trying to organize everything at once and inadvertently causing more chaos.
But a sudden meeting at the Capulet party infiltrated by the Montagues changes the trajectory of both houses as Pinkie Pie.
All right. Wait, didn't I already use that? Yep, I did. Pinkie and cheese meat. There we go.
Cheese sandwich, and they begin to dream of a joint venture.
Yes, I'm making that sound entendre on purpose. Multiple entendre. Ba-boom, ba-boom, la-da-da-da. Now, let's see. Why would Twilight want to use a mirror pool, especially after the lesson from Pinkie Pie? Well, simply put, she would have need either of combat or organization or just needing a break and figured the other Twilights could handle it for a minute. And depending on... my opinion is that the mirror pool only creates a copy who reflects your current mood, like a mirror would. So, so whatever Twilight's feeling at that moment is what the clones would feel. And I don't think that's taken into account. But she's usually smarter than that. Usually. Now, Silverbolt. I am using the video editor Adobe Premiere Pro. It's my go-to after Final Cut Pro changed their style and went to node-based editing, which I'm not practiced. Also, hello, Melody Flame, and welcome.
Both agree that it seems pretty silly to hate one another based on a rivalry.
Let's cut that and bring it over because it's way too long a pause.
Silly to hate one another based on a rivalry.
And maybe we'll just smooth out that crossfade with a constant power. Basically, you know how you have fade in and fade out? Well, this is a crossfade that enables you to keep the audio levels up. Also, a big thank you to Herman Gunner, who sent a donation. Much appreciated. Boy, folks are really generous tonight. I appreciate that.
Pretty silly to hate one another based on a rivalry too old for memory.
See how that flows much better? And then we just simply drag all this stuff up. Let's see here. Pinky and Cheese on a date. But where was that maze with the bouncy balloons? Bouncy pads, yes. Pinky came up with not just bouncy castles, but bouncy cobblestones, it seems, which I think is a pretty smart invention.
Silly to hate one another based on a rivalry too old for memory. Too bad their extended houses don't feel the same.
Let's see here. Capulets are angry.
Pinky and Cheese start meeting at a church alongside the priest Discord, who is pushing the idea of poisons pretty hard.
All right, Priest Discord. Oh, surely I have Priest Discord. Church scene. Make that position scale right there. And right here, we're just going to make it a little bit bigger.
Hard. And only reined in by our narrator, Spike.
Discord is a priest. I'm pretty sure that the church would burst into flame.
Hard.
And you know what? There are like 50 different jokes running through my head right now. None of them appropriate. I'm just going to let that one be. Just for now. Oh, let's see here. Sweetie Bloom has some history for us. Shakespeare's source was the tragic Histore. Well, this must be an Italian thing. Tragical Histore of Romeo and Juliet, a poem written in 1562 by an English poet, Arthur Brooks, who had based it on a French translation by Matteo Bandeo. Ooh, that sounds like a cool name. Matteo Bandeo. Hello, ladies. I am Matteo Bandeo. Friar Discord. Oh, dear. Well, that will require a pickup.
Priest Discord, who is pushing the idea of poisons pretty hard, and only reined in by our narrator, Spike. Meanwhile, the two households clash with Capper and Rainbow Dash engaged in a party cannon duel.
A party cannon duel. That does sound pretty fun. I could think of worse fates. Surprised Pinky and Cheese never tried that.
While the two households clash with Capper and Rainbow Dash engaged in a party cannon duel, which only succeeds in making a mess of the city. Princess Cadence calls off any further parties until the two families can learn to work together.
Basically, putting everyone in a big old timeout. Let's see here. Montague, meeting, party cannon, Porona, romance couples. Well, I guess I'll just extend that. I didn't want to use every scan from the entire Blissed comic. There'd be no reason to actually go and buy it if you want.
Princess Cadence calls off any further parties until the two families can learn to work together. Discord offers the unlikely couple a means to produce a totally safe, unassuming party through a different kind of death. The death of creativity.
Sweet, help fact check me. Was it a friar who married Romeo and Juliet under the assumption he could help bring peace to the warring houses?
The Capulets and Montagues arrive to find their two best players devoid of any excitement or passion. Horrified, the two groups reconcile, and even the original members that seemingly started the feud appear to say that they eloped and are now a couple.
Let's see here. Romance Royal Family appears. Oh, I did have that. Wrong title.
Which only...
Let's see here. We'll just bring you over here. And, whoops.
Duel, which only succeeds in making a mess of the city. Princess Cadence calls off any further parties until the two families can learn to work together. Discord offers the unlikely couple of means to produce a totally safe, unassuming party through a different kind of death. The death of creativity. The cat.
Let's see here. Ancestor, bounce pad. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Boring parties. There we go.
The Capulets arrive to find their two best players devoid of any excitement or passion. Horrified.
Now let's see here. Where Capulets letter, Capulets prepare. Trit scene, Discord, families reconcile. That's what we.
Horrified, the two groups reconcile, and even the original members that seemingly started the feud appear to say that they eloped and are now a couple.
Which, way to go. Way to let everything fester, you two.
Just like Pinky and Cheese.
I guess that's the one good thing about being late. I don't have to worry as much about spoilers. And we'll just put the feather background down. Yeah. Ooh, uh-oh. No, no, no. Can't do that. I'll wipe out my audio. Open in Source Monitor. Thank you very much. Insufficient content. Well, how about now? There we go. Don't you insufficient me, computer. I rule you. Sequence, apply audio, apply video transition. Let's see here. Franciscans get no love. Okay, so Sweetie Bloom is definitely checking me that it's a friar. All right, he was a Franciscan brother, if memory serves. Well, your memory serves better than mine because I did not really... Okay. My opinion is that, one, reading a play doesn't work. You're supposed to see a play in action. But two, reading a Shakespeare play is even harder because, well, you have to go with translations on the opposite page. And when you force someone to experience art, it doesn't feel like the art has an easy time connecting. I.e., you need to give people the freedom to experience.
Our narrator, Spike. Meanwhile, the two households clash.
Oh, what's this? This should be moving. How dare you? Oh dear, did I just wipe out my entire...
The two...
Yep, I did. So let's try that again. This time, turn off motion.
Households clash with Capper and Rainbow Dash engaged in a party cannon duel, which only succeeds in making a...
There we go. There we go.
Spike. Meanwhile, the two households clash with Capper and Rainbow Dash engaged in a party cannon duel, which only succeeds in making a mess of the city. Princess Cadence calls off any further parties until the two families can learn to work together. Discord offers the unlikely couple a means to produce a totally safe, unassuming party through a different kind of death. The death of creativity. The Capulets and Montagues arrive to find their two best planners
Ooh, that sounded awkward.
arrive to find their...
I just need like one frame over. I said one frame. Jeez. So eager. Audio transitions, crossfade, constant power.
Montagues arrive to find their two best planners devoid of any excitement or passion. Horrified, the two groups arrive to find their two best arrive to find their two...
Let's see here.
To find their two best
better, much better.
Reviews arrived to find their two best planners devoid of any excitement or passion. Horrified, the two groups reconcile, and even the original members that seemingly started the feud appear to say that they eloped and are now a couple.
Let's see here. Man, there are no word bubbles in these images, so you wind up with a lot, and I mean a lot, of extra room. Also, for some reason, if you don't put crop above the drop shadow, it just blocks it. I do not know why. But man, this thing needs to be bigger. There we go. Not that big. 190%, how about? Perfect. Let's see here. What are folks saying that? Alrighty.
The feud appear to say that they eloped and are now a couple, just like Mickey and Cheese.
Okay, don't need the feather background for this one.
I've had an odd track record with Jen Ayub and her style.
So let's say I'm confused for this one.
Back when Little Phillies hit the scene, I wondered if she was trying to mirror the art style of portrayed at the time. Then came the Unicorn of Odd, which utilized the same art style, so I gave up that train of thought.
Cynical over. There we go.
A quick look at her Behance account shows that she's had experience drawing humans and the amazing world of Gumball, but tends to favor a reductive style when it comes to faces.
Let's see here. Confusion. And you know, since I am just going through and laying out audio, I think a little music is called for. Music is currently turned all the way down. Not a problem for me. Everybody hearing this okay? And hopefully not too loud? Ah, hello, Askray. You broke your lurking ability, but I'm glad to see you here. Alrighty, so where were we?
But tends to favor a reductive style when it comes to faces. Just enough detail to establish eyes, nose, and mouth, with simple shapes helping establish different appearances. I think this approach works well with drawing humans, and she clearly flourishes with the Gumball style with its rounder designs.
What am I not confused, Brian Luna? A fair question.
She also does a good job depicting Ember and Capper, though Discord's sharpened muzzle denotes a more draconic look, while leaving behind hints of an equine's features. The problem is that I don't think her style translates well with the ponies, who are already a simplified design from that of a regular horse. While we're never lacking for energetic expressions and dynamic poses,
Let's see, pointed out.
the ponies' faces are often flattened to almost perfect circles, with only a tiny bulge denoting a muzzle. The unfortunate result is that
A little click of the tongue there. Don't like that. It sounds, I don't know, haughty somehow.
the design often looks flat, with no overlapping features to even hint at their true appearance. Because of this, I don't think a lot of people are going to celebrate this style for the comic.
let's see here. Let's get a little... Yep, tap.
And that brings us to the story and its own struggle.
And cynical. Alrighty. Actually, let's take care of this whole section right here and now. That makes more sense, I think.
I've had an odd track record with Jen Ayub and her style.
Now let's see here. This is where my video formats. I realized resizing all this stuff. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Photoshop, how you do me wrong. How frustrating. Okay, one sec. I didn't realize that Photoshop had done this. My grand master plan was to align everything, open up a file in Photoshop that was the exact proportions of a video screen, which, by the way, if you don't know, is 1280 by 720 pixels. Then export all the layers after they've been sized and positioned as PNGs. The only problem is that apparently I must not have checked the transparency setting. So now I've just got to go through, not fill, but get rid of the white background that is serving as a buffer of sorts. How very annoying. I can say this is not terribly exciting to witness. But, what can you do? This is part of when you're trying a new workflow. Also, Photoshop requires that I unlock the base layer before I can make it transparent. Otherwise, it just fills it with a different color. Thankfully, the divide between white and the colored comic is pretty clear. Ooh, and that could have been not the case. Look at Pinky's eye. But it's just off-white, I guess, enough to work. Hello, Noah Harris. Monsieur Jean. Let's see here. Gumball has a style. Elizabeth Snowball laughs. Well, as Sweetbloom points out, every art has a style. The question is it a style people enjoy? Technically, a 2-year-old drawing has a style, but you can sense that it's based more on enthusiasm than development. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Look it. Sunburst is spoiling my efforts because he has such a pure white. Actually, I forget. It's not a doublet. I forget what those vests are called back in the day. So, just a little bit extra effort. Not maximum effort. We're not in the Deadpool zone yet. Ah, and now the paper. Good Lord, the paper is fighting me in digital. If that isn't poetic, I don't know what is. All I gotta do is select, invert the selection, and delete. once again, it's still the paper. That's just, the paper is against me. Oh, sheet. Oh, Brian Luna, I hope I'm not too cynical all the time. I mean, I try to be an upbeat guy. Brian Luna, what's my excuse? Oh, dear. I mean, this is one example. I like the expression, Ryu, but Pinky doesn't have any definition. She's like a blob. I get that she's wearing a very restrictive dress, but good gravy. Ah, I did that wrong. Okay, just two more. Thank you. See, right there. That's as much of Flurry Heart as you're gonna get. She doesn't even look quite alive, does she? What was that DWK line during the Best Gift Ever? Release me. Okay. Now that that's done, you know what? Let's clear out these video formats here because I can't work with all these saying untitled yada yada yada. Rename 28 titles. Let's say untitled -1 _ 000 0. And just replace with nothing. Much better. Okay. That was rather frustrating, but let's keep going. Where were we?
Track record with Jen Ayub and her style. Back when Little Phillies hit the scene, I wondered if she was trying to mirror the art style of her portrait at the time.
Let's see here. I need to actually dig into my archives a little bit for this one. Whew. Let's see here. My Little Pony. Equestria Daily Reviews. Regard Little Phillies. Now we need to do a little cropping. Scale that down and get to a cropping.
I wondered if she was trying to mirror the art style of her portrait at the time. Then came the Unicorn of Odd, which utilized the same art. Back when Little Phillies hit the scene.
All right, so Little Phillies, I need like... I need a certain... Here we go. Once again, I gotta crop it. I see people have been reacting to my paper pun. Excellent. If I can drive people crazy with a pun, then my day is a little more
Phillies
complete.
hit the scene. I wondered if she was trying to mirror the art style often portrayed at the time. Then came the Unicorn of Odd, which utilized the same art style, so I gave up that trend.
Unicorn of Odd. Just need a little... There we go. Unicorn of Odd.
Unicorn of Odd, which utilized the same art style, so I gave up that trend. A quick look at her Behance account shows that she's had experience drawing humans.
All right, Joe. Let's see here. Drawing humans. Let's go with this Forever Home comic, which I admit involves ghosts, so I'm instantly intrigued. But this is why I tried to format as much of the comic as I could. It's very time consuming to just, have to position and crop everything. Everything.
Behance account shows that she's had experience drawing humans and the amazing world of Gumball.
Gumball, where you at? Where you at? Ah, nuts. I didn't grab one of the gumball. Oh, well. Grab that
It
later.
tends to favor a reductive style when it comes to faces.
See, all I need here is this one dude. Nope, that won't work. I'd hoped I could just draw a square around him, but nope, no such luck.
Style when it comes to faces. Just enough detail to establish eyes, nose, and mouth, with simple shapes helping establish different appearances. I think this.
And then for that, we need a screen of two faces. No, not you. Well, here we go. I think this could work. Let's see here. Oh, great. I'm going to get tossed into a pungeon. But as a bird, I'd be the top of the pecking order.
Eyes, nose, and mouth, with simple shapes helping establish different appearances. I think this approach works well with drawing humans, and she clearly flourishes with the Gumball style. well with drawing humans, and she clearly flourishes with the gumball style with its rounder design.
Okay, first off, that's entirely the wrong expression. I look so unhappy.
Clearly flourishes with the gumball style with its rounder design. She also does a good job depicting Ember and Capper, though Discord's sharpened muzzle denotes a more draconic look while leaving behind hints of Equine's features. The problem is that I don't think her style translates well with the ponies, who are already...
All right, let's see here. We need to do a quick travel back to Behance. See, this is Jenny Ayoub's Behance account. She shows off her various work. And I can't save, but I can take a screenshot. And then just, whoop. Yes, please. And then gumball right now. There we go, just this little bit. Yes, thank you. Now I can fill in the gap. Here we go. Maybe we'll make that 20%. There we go.
World of Gumball, but tends to favor a reductive style when it comes to faces. Just enough detail to establish eyes, nose, and mouth, with simple shapes helping establish different appearances. I think this approach works well with drawing humans, and she clearly
Drawing humans. Let's just use our Greek god.
with clearly flourishes with the gumball style with its rounder designs. She also does She also does a good job depicting Ember and Capper.
Ember and Capper. So we're in the video formats. Can I say video and camper? Montague. Yep, there we go. Funny that Ember doesn't get any lines in this.
Depicting Ember and though Discord sharpened muzzle denotes a more draconic look while leaving behind hints of Equine's features. The problem.
Let's see here. Discord. May need to crop that off a little.
While leaving behind hints of an Equine's feature.
Ah, come on now. Here we go. Gumball is canceled. Ah. Well, okay, actually, I can't say because I never watched it. Sorry, it was not on my radar, but I know people enjoyed it.
The problem is that I don't think her style translates well with the ponies, who are already a simplified design from that of a regular horse.
So, ponies. Let's see here. What's a good pony?
Translates well with the ponies, who are already a simplified design from that of a regular horse.
No, that didn't work. Let's see here. Capulus, what do you got for me? Come on, there we go. No, I guess that'll work.
Style translates well with the ponies, who are already a simplified design from that of a regular. While we're never lacking for energetic expressions and dynamic poses,
Morning party. No, I need dynamic. Come on, I talk about dynamic and suddenly I don't have any dynamicness.
the ponies' faces are often flattened to almost perfect circles with only a tiny bulge denoting a muscle. The unfortunate result is that the design often looks flat with no overlapping features to even hint at their true appearance. Because of this, I don't think a lot of people are going to...
Let's see here now. Grinning couple. Let's crop that, bring it up a little.
The design often looks flat with no overlapping features to even hint at their true. Because of this, I don't think a lot of people are going to celebrate the style for the comic, and that brings us to the story and its own struggle.
Okay, one more. Okie-dokie. Artichoke. And then now just my Porona background. Now we do a horizontal flip. Yep. And we scale it down. Maybe say 70%. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe just a little bit further over. This one I do want to include the motion. There we go.
People are going to celebrate this style for the comic, and that brings us to the story and its own struggle.
There we go. Oh, wait, I forgot the drop shadow on the clips. Drop shadow. Boop. Actually, what am I doing? Just copy and paste from over here.
Ayub and her style. Back when Little Phillies hit the scene, I wondered if she was trying to mirror the art style often portrayed at the time. Then came the Unicorn of Odd, which utilized the same art style, so I gave up that train of thought. A quick look at her Behance account shows that she's had experience writing.
Let's see here. Just crop that a little down, yeah.
And the amazing world of Gumball, but tends to favor a reductive style when it comes to faces. Just enough detail to establish eyes, nose, and mouth, with simple shapes helping establish different appearances. I think this approach works well with drawing humans, and she clearly flourishes with the Gumball style with its rounder designs. She also does a good job depicting Ember and Capper, though Discord's sharpened muzzle denotes a more draconic look, while leaving behind hints of an equine's features. The problem is that I don't think her style translates well with the ponies, who are already a simplified design from that of a regular horse. While we're never lacking for...
Whoa, that looked weird. It's always hard when, like, the B-roll changes and the...
horse. While we're never lacking for energetic
pose.
expressions and dynamic poses, the ponies' faces are often flattened to almost perfect circles, with only a tiny bulge denoting a muzzle. The unfortunate result is that the design often looks flat, with no overlapping features to even hint at their true appearance. Because of this, I don't think a lot of people are going to celebrate this style for the comic. And that brings us to the story and its own struggle.
Alrighty. Whew. Once again, I know sitting and working on a computer doesn't sound very tiring, but I've been running a little bit low on the tank this week. Oh well, it's going to be a relatively calm weekend. I'm looking forward to playing the Quiplash tomorrow night, but I don't have to run around as much, which is good. Let's see here. Lee Sharon, you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm right there with you. Well, Trinary, I can appreciate that you want more than just the comic reviews, but just wait and see how the actual review goes. Also, for me, this music has been sounding a little loud in my ear. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Of course, I have control over my output there. Haha.
There is a unique conflict here, but it's not the story with which we're familiar. Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring houses.
How did I say that? Two warring... There are familiar elements?
Certainly, there are familiar elements in the...
That sounded a little awkward. Let's see where my...
Just an adaptation that is trying way... I don't know if these changes are the idea of author Jeremy Whitley. A quick search on several sites revealed some interpretations. An adaptation that is trying way... Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring...
There we go. Let's try this line.
Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring houses and star-crossed lovers.
This is why I always do 2 takes per line, which more than doubles my recording time.
Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring houses and star-crossed lovers, who seek to breach the divide between them. Elements in the form of two warring houses.
Okay.
Two warring houses and star-crossed.
Once again, this is where we try to get the audio to sync up in a believable way.
Houses and star.
Audio transitions, crossfades.
Warring houses and star-crossed. Warring houses and star-crossed lovers who seek to breach the.
Maybe 1 frame off. Boop.
Two warring houses and star-crossed houses.
Okay, slight change.
Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring houses. Elements in the form of two.
Let's see if this works. We're doing some major audio surgery here.
It's in the form of two warring houses. in the form of two warring houses and star-crossed lovers who seek to breach the divide between them.
There we go. Much better.
But the expressions of that struggle are different and restrained. Much like Pinky and Cheese's reduced planning model. I don't know if these changes are the idea of author Jeremy Whitley, or if he's trying to operate under corporate instructions. I'm also not sure if this is meant to be a parody of Romeo and Juliet, or just an adaptation.
Let's say confusion.
Or just an adaptation that's trying way too hard to remove the more violent aspects. This all leads me to an important question.
Let's see here. Let's say Happy Talk.
Why do we write and read tragedies?
Let's see here. Where's my doubtful?
A quick search on several sites revealed some interpretations. One statement was,
let's see here. Happy.
One statement was, we want to write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get the happy ending. In life, we
sometimes lay down the audio twice.
In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world. I do not agree with this interpretation. I find it far too cynical and limiting.
He said, while using the cynical expression.
It is true that life doesn't always go the way we wish, but it's also true that people can enjoy happy outcomes. Furthermore, we partake of media that does not depict the real world to bolster our own spirits. Comedies, adventure stories, and of course, My Little Pony.
Let's see here. Sweetie Bloom says, if media can make me cry, then I know I was invested. That's fair. Let's see here. Puns. Puna. Alrighty, let's see here.
These models may not be as true to life as some others would say. But they satisfy us so long as the positive outcome feels earned. Just as tragedy is often the result of the character's choices and actions, so too must an optimistic outcome feel like a natural achievement. Funny enough, the better answer lies with Aristotle.
Smug talk.
Through the elicitation of pity and fear, tragedy affects the proper purgation of these emotions. And that's a unique way to talk about catharsis. Rather than simply releasing pent-up emotions, a tragedy must evoke fear and pity. We know that the characters are at risk of a terrible end and don't want to see it fulfilled, which captivates our attention.
There we go. So, getting there bit by bit by bit.
This is what Aristotle coined as tragic wonder. There's an emotional or spiritual transcendence to viewing a tragedy. Far more than a body count, the story should inspire us to
And once again, thank you, sweetie, for your incremental donations of doom. Oh, Blue Griffin has to bow out because playing Jackbox. Nice. Well, that'll be me tomorrow.
The story should inspire us to consider its themes and their outcomes. We face our fear of death and its consequence, and then push past it to ask the bigger questions.
All right, let's get a little head on, apply directly to the timeline.
It makes us reflect upon our own lives and perspectives. As a real story should. Which brings us back to our story and narrator Spike's efforts to avoid the standard outcome of Romeo and Juliet. Whitley is no stranger to having to write around the concept of death in stories like Little Women and The Wizard of Oz.
Happy point out. There we go.
The important aspect there was to remove the character from the story, whether it be through a vacation or just escorting them off page. Here, however, death is a critical part of the story. It drives the character's motivations and escalates the conflict between the two houses.
Doubtful. Not the statement, but the expression.
Let's consider the odd choice of Capper as a Montague. And Cheese Sandwich's cousin for some reason. I'm not sure why they chose Ember and Capper to round out the household. As there were plenty of other ponies like Sunset Shimmer or Mudbriar who could fulfill that role.
Confusion. Woo, there we go.
Capper seems to be a favorite of the comic staff as he's enjoyed far more appearances than any other movie character. But he's the one to deliver Mercutio's famous line.
Okay, now we get to go into the clips file, and I gotta find Romeo and Juliet. This is the 1968 version. Yada 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 yada. This is actually more entertaining. I'm hurt.
Scratch. Tis not to be with the world, not wide as a church door. That is enough. You ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man.
Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm. I thought all for the best. Help me to some house and burn our idle friend.
Come on, get in there. A little further, a little further.
A plague! A plague on both your houses!
It was funny. I did a search for just A Plague on Your Houses just to refamiliarize myself with that. One page described it as the older version of I Hope You Get Cancer. So I thought, well, damn. It's an interesting comparison. Lee Showrun wanting to see the original play. Well, I'm not sure. Where would you be sitting in the Globe Theater or standing? The Globe had a pit around the stage where commoners could go. The problem is that they could rush the stage if the play was boring or offensive or just they didn't like it. So that's why Shakespeare made sure to start this play with a fight.
There is a unique conflict here, but it's not the story with which we're familiar.
All right, conflicts.
Certainly, there are familiar elements in the form of two warring houses and
Warring houses. They didn't have a lot. There wasn't actually a lot of warring, of course. The royal families is pretty far. What can I do there? Remember, trying to keep this nice and simple.
and star-crossed lovers who seek to breach the divide between them.
Pinky cheese meats.
But the expressions of that struggle are different and restrained, much
Let's see here.
much like Pinky and Cheese's reduced planning model.
Where they are just boring.
I don't know if these changes are the idea of Jeremy Whitley, or if he's trying to operate under corporate instruction.
Probably corporate instruction, but I'm speculating there. Jeremy. Whoops, one sec, I just have to download Romeo and Juliet, Jeremy Whitley. It's from 2015.
I'm also not sure if this is meant to be a parody. He's trying to operate under corporate.
I might try to find a picture where he's smiling. That doesn't look very fun. Jeremy's a good guy and a friendly fellow, but I guess he doesn't smile as much during interviews. All right, well, ever onwards. I said ever onwards. Come on, computer, don't freeze up on me. Well, while that's working out, I'll just save. There we are.
I'm also not sure if this is meant to be a parody of Romeo and Juliet, or just an adaptation that's trying way too hard to remove the more violent aspect.
All right. Capulet's preparing. Where are you hiding?
This all leads me to an important question. Why do we write and read tragedies? A quick search on several sites revealed some interpretations. One statement was,
Let's see here. Tragedy. If I do just a quick Google search for tragedy, what comes up in images? let's see here. I like this image. Open image in the new tab.
We want to write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world.
I remember one tragedy that I read and watched the movie of in the high school was The Natural. And in The Natural, well, the movie and the book are totally opposite endings. So that's all I'll have to say on that. You'd have to watch it for yourself. But I wonder which ending you prefer.
Statement was, we want to write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get...
All right, time for After Effects composition. All right, this is Romeo and Juliet. Tragedy quote, and I should make a After Effects folder. There we go. Layer, new, solid. I would make it dark, darker than the darkest darkness. Darkness, Charlie Murphy. Actually, it's funny. Netflix is apparently doing a Dave Chappelle biography movie, but the way they're describing him, it sounds a little too... what's the best word? Well, a little too idealized. I'm afraid Dave Chappelle's had some bad press in recent years. Particularly using his wealth to halt the development of affordable housing. Now let's see here. Rather than try to quote myself, I should just pull up my text review. This is my text review. Hello. And just slap it on here. Let's change this to just the easy to read Helvetica. Regular. Scale it down a little. Oh, After Effects is not set up to send its audio out. Let's fix that real quick. Send that to my Rodecaster Pro. Okay, yes. So, and now the effect is typewriter. I will feel very sad if anyone wants to know what's a typewriter, because then I'll know I'm way past.
We want to write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world. Tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world.
Good. Bada bing, bada boom. Oops. Oh well. One, two. And now we just fade in and fade out. Now, sadly, in doing this, I kind of undid my quote.
I do not agree with this.
Let's see what I can do to bring it back. Nope, that's Little Women. Let's see here. Should open up edit original. Crop out as much as I can. Alrighty. 409, 254. Let's start with that. Position is 409, 254. And the crop and one way to make sure this is right is to see how well. Let's take that bottom by 13%. Okay. And over here.
To write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world. I do not agree with this interpretation. I find it far too cynical and limiting. It is true that life doesn't...
And let's see here. I really should have... Well, no, I'm not going to worry about that. Like I said, trying to make it simpler.
I do not agree with this interpretation. I find it far too cynical and limiting. It is true that life doesn't always go the way we wish, but it's also true that people can enjoy happy outcomes. Furthermore, we partake of media that does not depict the real world to bolster our own spirits.
Let's see here. What do I got by way of clips? Romeo and Juliet, Star Trek The North. Ah, yes, Lord of the Rings. Can I just say, I would hate to be at the edge of that crowd. That's a long way down.
We partake of media that does not depict the real world to bolster our own spirits.
Let's see here. Let's do just a little bit. Yeah.
Does not depict the real world to bolster our own spirit. Comedies, adventure stories, and of course...
Comedies. Well, I didn't really... Adventure stories. Here we go.
Comedies, adventure stories, and of course, adventure stories, and of course, My Little Pony.
That's right, My Little Pony. It's a class all its own.
And of course, My Little Pony. These models may not be as true to life as some others would say, but they satisfy so long as the positive outcome feels earned.
You know what this calls for? A party!
Always the party.
These models may not be as true to life as some others would say, but they satisfy us so long as the positive outcome feels earned. Just as tragedy is often the result of the character's choices.
All right, back to Romeo and Juliet, the movie. Whoop. That's the more recent one.
Just as tragedy is often the result of the character's choices and actions, so too must an optimistic outcome feel like a natural achievement. Funny enough, the better answer lies with
Natural achievement. Back to Lord of the Rings. Where's that shot where the dude... Need a shot of them coming in for the rescue. You know, if I talk about a natural outcome and I show a ghost army charging, I'm not sure that sends the right idea. Champ Just Day wonders, well, Sweetie Bloom, a bittersweet ending is still a happy ending. There are tough things, but the world does much better. Now, Champ Just Day wants to know, since today's National Pizza Day, what are my favorite pizza toppings? Canadian bacon, fresh basil, maybe on a separate pizza some sausage. I usually like to keep it simple. Actually, I'll be heating up some pizza for dinner tonight, in honor. But the point is, the happiness of Lord of the Rings is at least they won the war. They fought and they won.
So too must an optimistic outcome feel like a natural achievement.
Okay, this one I will flex natural achievement as... The enemy's fleeing even if there are ghosts chasing them. There we go. And you know.
Funny enough, the better answer lies with Aristotle, through the elicitation of...
All right, now I need a shot of Aristotle. Hello, Allison. Hope you're doing well.
Pity and fear. Tragedy affects the proper purgation of these emotions. And that's a unique way to talk about catharsis, rather than simply releasing pent-up emotions.
Alrighty, let's see here. Now we bring Aristotle, however funny way you want to say it. Let's move this guy up here. And I'll copy and paste that movement so I don't have a repeat of before. Layer, new, solid, it'll be black. Come on. There you go.
Funny enough, the better answer lies with Aristotle through the eliciting.
And once again, I need my text review, so I can just say... Okay. It's a bit more, so let's put that in the middle. Once again, le typewriter.
Through the elicitation of pity and fear. The elicitation of pity and fear. Tragedy affects the proper purgation of these emotions. That's a unique.
Good. Quit out of that for a moment.
Enough. The better answer lies with air.
1, 2. And 1, 2.
Pity and fear. Tragedy affects the proper purgation of these emotions. And that's a unique way to talk about catharsis. Rather than simply releasing pent-up emotions, a tragedy must evoke fear and pity.
All right, back to Romeo and Juliet. For that is a true tragedy.
And I'll be brief.
In pent-up emotions, a tragedy must evoke fear and pity. We know that the characters are at risk of a terrible end and don't want to see it fulfilled, which captivates our attention.
Let's see here. I need... there we go.
Hands to touch. And can't part with him.
This is what Aristotle coined as tragic wonder.
I wonder if this is going to be tragic. Oh, the talk has changed to Care Bears in the chat. Oh, Hawkfire, you have to head out? Well, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you watching the stream. Uh-oh, and Sweetie Bloom continuing her barrage. I believe that's, yep, 4 increment installments.
There's an emotional or spiritual transcendence to viewing a tragedy, far more than a body count. The story should inspire us to consider its themes and their outcomes.
And let's just use the tragedy for that one.
Spiritual transcendence to viewing a tragedy, far more than a body count. The story should inspire us to consider its themes and their outcomes. We face our fear of death and its consequence, and then push past it to ask the bigger questions. It makes us reflect upon our own lives and perspectives, as a real story should. Which brings us back to our story and narrator Spike's efforts to avoid the standard outcome of Romeo and Juliet.
Alrighty. Wait, no, I don't need cap. I need video format. Thank you. Montague's Discord.
Whitley is no stranger to having to write around the concept of death in stories like Little Women and The Wizard of Oz.
And we'll borrow Whitley once again.
The important aspect there was to remove the character from the story, whether it be through a vacation or just a score.
Oh, now I've got to go back to my older stuff and pull out some old, let's see here, My Little Pony, request your daily reviews. Let's see here, Fluttershy, of course, she had to play the one that dies. Yep, Beth gets sent on vacation, quote, quote.
The important aspect there was to remove. He is no stranger to having to write around the concept of death in stories like Little Women and The Wizard of Oz. The important aspect there was to remove the character from the story, whether it be through a vacation or...
Oh, that worked out pretty well. Let's just shrink it down a little.
From the story, whether it be through a vacation or just escorting them off page. Here, how...
All right, now for the Wizard, the Unicorn of Odd. It's quite odd. Yep, Luna was the Wicked Witch of the East. And as such, she was supposed to be crushed. Well, I guess she was the Wicked Princess. Which, of course, she took quite the issue.
I'm off page. Here, however, death is a critical part of the story. It drives the...
Romeo and Juliet.
However, death is a critical part of the story. It drives the character's motivations and escalates the conflict between the two houses.
So.
Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again and make thou against me. Mercutio's shoulders but a little way above our heads. Strength of thine to keep in company. Either thou, or I, or both. Let's go with it!
Richard.
Patience and escalates the conflict between the two houses.
All right, so Romeo's pissed.
Richard, boy, it's up here. Shut it.
Now, where's the killing blow? He's hanging at this for a while. Nathan Duazo, I can see you. Sorry if I haven't replied to your comments. I'm rather fixated on getting this as much editing done as possible.
Patience and escalates the conflict between the two houses. Let's consider the odd choice of Capper as a Montague and Cheese Sandwich's cousin for some reason.
All right, Kepper. Kepper. Let's just crop out Rainbow Dash. I know that's a cruel thing to say, but it must be done.
Cheese sandwich's cousin for some reason. I'm not sure why they chose Ember and Capper to round out the household, as there were plenty of other ponies like Sunset Shimmer or Mudbriar who filled that role. Capper seems to be a favorite of the comic staff, as he's enjoyed far more appearances than any other movie character, but he's the one to deliver Mercutio's famous line.
All right, now let's see here. For Capper, where was the Nightmare Nights? Yep, here's our boy Capper. In an art style that I find complements the ponies far more.
But he's the one to deliver Mercutio's famous line.
A plague on both your houses!
All right, I need to convert some video. Here's the funny thing I realized while working on my review of A Hearthwarming Tale. I've been trying to keep an up-to-date library of all the My Little Pony episodes, specials, movies for G4 and G5, which has grown so voluminous, it was taking up too much space on my portable hard drive. So now I've just moved stuff onto my larger hard drive that's here in my home, but I have to convert the files and just bring them over as needed, especially if I'm going to take this editing on the road. Holy Chevron Transformers has changed a great deal from the original G1, of which I used to watch as a child. Oh, Enderpup has gone to bed, and, well, I'm 5 minutes away from my end. Well, not my end. That would be a tragedy. Here lies Silver-Quill. He died working on a comic review.
Juliet, or just an adaptation that's trying way too hard.
No, I would not enjoy that one bit.
Leads me to an important question. Why do we write and read tragedies? A quick search on several sites revealed some interpretations. One statement was, we want to write tragedy because it's reflective of real life. In life, we don't always get that happy ending, and fiction should always depict the real world. I do not agree with this interpretation. I find it far too cynical and limited. It is true that life doesn't always go the way we wish, but it's also true that people can enjoy happy outcomes. Furthermore, we partake in media that does not depict the real world to bolster our own spirits. Comedies, adventure stories, and of course, My Little Pony. These models may not be as true to life as some others would say, but they satisfy so long as the positive outcome feels earned. Just as tragedy is often the result of the character's choices and actions, so too must an optimistic outcome feel like a natural achievement. Funny enough, the better answer lies with Aristotle. Through the elicitation of pity and fear, tragedy affects the proper purgation of these emotions. That's a unique way to talk about catharsis, rather than simply releasing pent-up emotions.
Okay, that's good. In fact, dare I say that's a good place to stop, because I'm now more than halfway done with this video. It's essentially just 11 minutes long, and I'm at the, well, 6:30 mark. So that will do for right now. Oh, but boy, it does wear a body out. So I will work on this some more. I will re-record my lines so that Friar Discord is properly acknowledged. And, well, hopefully, I intend to get this up tomorrow, but life has been unpredictable lately. So get this done as quick as possible. That's all anyone can do. Oh, Seth Carlo, don't predict when we pass. Let's see here. Swordbreaker, talking about Megatron's evolution would be quite interesting. So I'll think about that. But all I can promise to do is think at the moment. So everyone, I realize that this has been watching me lay stuff out on a timeline, which may not be as entertaining as art But I hope it was still a fun time and that y'all enjoyed the process. So, in the meantime, I hope it's a fun weekend. I don't know if you're going to watch the Super Bowl. I don't know if you have a favorite team. I do hope you'll join me on Brawny Buck's channel for the Quiplash for Canadian food banks. And you can find the links to that on my Twitter. We'll advertise it tomorrow as well. There's also a video on my YouTube page with appropriate links and promos. You'll see it. It's, Quiplash and Cameos. So, until then, everyone, have a great night, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you next time. And to all those who are at HarmonyCon, thank you for making it such a wonderful weekend. So, until next time, be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill. Thanks for watching.